Jerusalem, very much involved rabbi on today's series, 21st of Sivan, Isis Hilula, which is the next couple of days. Rabbi Yosef Shaul Elishar, Zecher Tzadik Libracha, a great rabbi, man of congregation, let's just say, in Jerusalem, respectively. He was born in English in 1867. Now, to be precise, that was on, I believe, the 17th of Adar of that year, in the month of February. He passed away 21st of Nisan, 28th, I think, of June, 1948, just a short time after the formation of the Medinat Israel, the State of Israel. He will become the president of the Sephardic Community Committee in Jerusalem, a very important position. He was one of the founders of the Zichron Moshe neighborhood inside the city, which is, I think, located between Hanabiim Street and the Kikar Shabbat, respectively. And he was a member of the first Assembly of Elected Representatives. This was, I think, at the time period of the 1920s. He purchased land in various different places in Israel, including Hayarkon in Tel Aviv, and in the south, the Kiryat Shaul Aleh, very much interesting. Various different places also. I think Neot Afeka, Revivim, Ramot Sahala neighborhoods were later built, very much due to connected to him. The Hadar Yosef neighborhood is named after him. Now, Hadar Yosef is, I believe, in Tel Aviv by the Yarkon area, respectively, which has as many as 7,000 residents. So he plays a huge role, let's just say, at the time period of the formation of the country, the modern state Israel. Let's explore a few of the highlights. Great rabbis, life now, was born in Jerusalem. He was a Jerusalemite, and we're going to see very much he has an integral part. He was born in February in 1867, respectively. And he came from another famous rabbi, Rabbi Moshe Elishar, who was a Rishon LeZion and one of the rabbis of Jerusalem. And he was, I believe, the son of, he was connected very much with Rabbi Yosef Shaul Elishar, also respectively. So Rabbi Chaim Moshe Elishar is a rabbi I don't think we spoke about yet. We should speak about him at a later stage. But he was a great rabbi. Remember, we've spoken about Rabbi Yosef Shaul Elishar on various occasions before. He was the Rishon LeZion between the years 1893 to 1906. So Rabbi Chaim Moshe Elishar was his son, respectively. And Rabbi Yosef, who we're speaking about today, was a grandson of this chief rabbi. So it was a very much huge positions within regards to the state of Israel this famous family would have, respectively. And which we'll cover a separate video exploring the rabbinic chain in of itself, or the family chain. And very much, I believe, also what's interesting about him, there was further importances with regards to him. He was the son, as we said, of Rabbi Yosef Shaul Elishar, and Lodia, I think Loida, who was his mother, was a daughter of the Rishon LeZion, Raphael Meir Panizel, another great rabbi. I think he passed away in 1893. He was also a Rishon LeZion. So he came from a very great rabbinic family. Now, while he was young, he would be educated in a yeshiva in Jerusalem. And I think his father would actually pay tutors to educate him in various different languages. I think even in Arabic he would become proficient in, respectively, while he was having a Torah education at the same time. He would go on to marry, I believe his wife's name was Rabbanit Rika, if I'm not mistaken, and she was a great, I think, descendant of Rabbi Chaim Nisim Baruch, another great rabbi of the congregation. He was head of the Sephardi community also in Jerusalem, and Av Bet Din of the community, respectively, over there. And he would then start with regards to working in trade at that point in time. Very much, he would be learning Torah every single day in the yeshiva of his grandfather, Rabbi Yosef Shaul Elishar, at the same time. Come what 1907, he would now be appointed in various positions. He was one of the founders of the Zichron Moshe neighborhood in Jerusalem. This was very prominent, let's say, position. And come what the end of 1908, he was elected to the municipality along with another person, the Zionistic figure, David Yellin, who was a, let's say, Hebrew scholar, a public figure. He himself was one of the leaders of the Yishuv and the founder of David Yellin College, respectively, and Rachamim Mizrahi. Now, come on 1912, he was appointed by the city governor as a member of the board of, let's say, the Orphans Fund, something we've spoken about on various occasions before. This Orphans Fund was of, I think, of the Arabic sector, respectively, over there. And he was part of various other committees at that point in time. I think would take part in various committees on behalf of the governor of the municipality. Now, come what I believe in that's January 1912, he will be appointed to, let's say, elect as serve of a member of the Sephardic Community Committee in Jerusalem, along with other great rabbis, including another rabbi we've spoken about, I believe, on various occasions. So Rabbi Abraham Bijalo, who was a famous Shluchei Rabbanan and a Dayan of the Jewish community in Portugal, and was a prominent member of the Sephardic community in Jerusalem. Rav David Papo, he was working along with. He was a chief rabbi in Bursa, Turkey, Bitola, Macedonia, and various other places also. I think in Iraq and in Libya. Also, Rabbi Hanania Gabriel, another great rabbi we spoke about. Also, he was author and was very much an integral part of Abben, I think, of the Sephardic community. Rabbi Yosef Mordechai Halevi, another great rabbi he worked with. And Rabbi Shlomo Laniado, another great Kabbalist. I think the first Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Porat Yosef. It's a very great position, and he was among great rabbis. Now, I think come August 1914, there was a start of World War I. He would be elected along with David Yelin, and also Abraham Yeheskel Blum, and Abraham Albert Antebi, as he himself, the latter being let's just say an engineer and a teacher, one of the important, let's say, leaders and activists of Jewish settlement in Israel. As a member of the Joint Committee of Jewish Dignitaries for distribution of aid sent from the United States of America, he was seen as a very trustable person. Come on, 1923, more positions he would get. He was elected to the Committee of the Sephardic Community in Jerusalem and would serve as its president until 1925, a few-year tenure that was, and then he would be elected to serve as committee's president until the year 1927. He was also reported to be among the founders of the Sephardic Home for the Wise People of the generation. This was in 1927. The Beit Moshavas Kenim was Kenot Sephardi Yirushalayim. And he was a gabbai over there of the foundation, I think, very much so. These are places I think we visited on this channel while we've been touring around Jerusalem, respectively. Now, he was very active, let's say, all throughout these years in the Sephardic Community Committee. He would serve as the chairman also of the Chevra Kadisha, also at one window of time. He was, and he would be working in regards to, in connection with the cemetery, and he would try to protect the cemetery in himself. He would work for the poor people of Jerusalem and strengthen institutions and educations, especially of the Sephardic community. He would go on to serve as a member of the Jerusalem Jewish City Committee, and he was a member of Assembly of Representatives and a director of the Miskav Ladach Hospital. This is something we've spoken about, and I think we actually visited. We've spoken in depth with other great rabbis that were very much connected to the founding of this. And it was part of the Beit Chinuch Ivarim for the Blind Institute education in of itself. Now we can add more. He was as a respected merchant. He was active in the affairs of merchants in Jerusalem. He would establish with various European countries, including Austria and France. He would also serve as a member of the various municipal committees. Also, I think, especially when it came within regards to the wheat, the chita, various of the municipality of the area in of itself. He was responsible for distribution also of wheat and supply of bread to the residents during wartime. He would pass away, I believe, on June the 28th in 1948. Naturally, that was the 21st of Sivan. And I think he was buried in the Sanhedria neighborhood in the city. Now, it's interesting. His brother was Yitzchak Shemaya Elishar. He had various other important roles in the Sephardic community. Maybe we'll speak about him in another video. He'd have a son. His son was another public figure, Elazar Elishar. He was an Israeli public figure, a vice chairman of the World Federation of Sephardic Jews, and a member of the Sephardic Community Committee in Jerusalem. That was his son. So you can see the various prominent roles among the generations of Jerusalem, respectively. Now, he would go on to author a Torah colossal work, the Yosef Shaul respectively. I think this was concentrating on various parts of the Shas, Talmud Babli. It was notes and illuminations on various tractates of Shas and laws of the Maimonides. The Rambam are connected within regards to this also, which is very interesting enough. I think this book itself was printed in the year 1942 in Jerusalem. It contains 181 pages. Also, very interesting from the Rabbi. I think it's actually featured on the HebrewBooks.org website, which I would very much recommend everyone to actually look at. Because inside this, we can say a few more points within regards to the famous Rabbi. Remember, he was a part of a very famous rabbinic family in Jerusalem, and just to add on a few important things. I think he had 3 children, if I'm not mistaken. And usually the studying he would do with the Rishon LeZion, Yosef Shaul Elishar, was on a regular basis, I think, in its time. He was, this book was various novelties on Shas, just I don't want to say, contains discussion of halachic matters. He had a friend, he was close with Rabbi Shimshon Aaron Polonsky, I believe. And he would bring about inside this book various opinions of his various family relatives, including Rabbi Nisim Benjamin Mordechai Elisha, Rabbi Yosef Shaul Elishar, and other people inside his family. And just to explore a couple of teachings from this famous book. This is something from Rabbi Yosef Shaul, I think in the Hakdama. And just one more teaching from this book. This is from the book, I think, of Yosef Shaul. I'm not too sure. I think it's part of the Hakdama, respectively. Now, from page 55 in Yosef Shaul, another teaching, just say with this, using the notes from the Hayomi website. It's just another thing he would expound on the Hayomi website. This, once again, was from the same book. So it was a famous rabbi of his time. I recommend everyone to learn more about him. 21st of Sivan marks the famous rabbi's Hilula. So he passed away, we're talking about 77 years ago here, from the time of recording. And friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the famous rabbis of yesteryear. Now, if you descend from any of the rabbis we're speaking about, please let me know. I would love to hear more on the great Chachamim. Now, if you haven't joined the community yet, please subscribe to the channel now. We're nearing a staggering 7,000 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if anyone's interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos to other people also. And I recommend everyone else to learn more about these great rabbis, respectively. And just please study more. And just one thing, he was very connected also to the famous Shimon HaTzadik neighborhood, and really helped a lot of people over there when they were living over there. And Shimon HaTzadik, we did actually an exclusive tour video on only about 2-3 weeks ago, when we were walking towards all different sites over there, and visited a few yeshivot inside this channel, especially in the Zvil area. So he was very much connected to that. So friends, wishing you well, and please pray for Israel. We've had a lot of rocket attacks over the last 48 hours. So pray for us wherever you are inside the world. Take extra time, say Tehillim, do good acts of deed, bring some ahavat chinam, acts of kindness to everyone in Israel, and have us in mind in all your tefillot and all your prayers. So wishing you all a good day. Thank you very much for watching, and